All right, so just another quick update here. Just to let you know what's going on. It is Thursday. I'm still here. I've been here since Sunday. They have, like I told you in the last video, that they found a mass in my lung. So they're doing, and originally they were going to just do a biopsy where they go in with a needle through my chest into the lung and into that tumor to figure out what it is. They decided not to do that. They're going to do a bronchoscopy where they go put me to sleep completely and go through my throat and send it down and with a camera to see it. So that's what they're going to do tomorrow at 10. Now they have two different versions of that. One where they just kind of feed it down. So I'll show you. The doctor kind of drew this up here for me. I guess this is the main arteries or something. So these are your lungs, the left and the right. So under the normal bronchoscopy, we come down and just go down into this section here, and if there's a tumor there. But since mine is way back up this way through these really tiny arteries or whatever that it's going to, and it's way up here, they have to use one that's robotic, where they control it so it can make the turn and go all the way back up. So they'll use that little robotic that has a camera on it to go up there. It'll poke the tumor like with a needle to take a sample. It has, they said, like a gator chomp it'll do. It has like little teeth. It'll chomp the tumor. It'll brush the tumor, and then it'll flush it with salt water and then suck all that water back in. So they'll do a bunch of tests on it and then run those and see what this tumor is. So I'll be completely asleep for that. They didn't say how long it takes, but typically it's an outpatient procedure. So you just come in, get it done, then go home afterwards. So that's been the whole dilemma that's been going on for the last couple days, or starting yesterday, because in the morning they're like, no, you're going home. Do you get a ride? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I can get a ride. And then a little later, a nurse comes in, she's like, or I don't know, maybe she was a different doctor. I've never seen her before. She's like, okay, so you're scheduled for Friday. We're gonna keep you here till then. I'm like, what are you talking about? They just said I could go home. No, you have to have this procedure, you have to be inpatient. You can't be outpatient to have this procedure. I'm like, great, 2 more days of sitting around here. Actually 3, really. Well, then later on, the doctor that's going to, this is all yesterday, the doctor that's going to do this procedure comes in and he's talking to me, telling me about it. And I was like, well, after it's done, how long are they going to keep me in the hospital? He's like, well, this is an outpatient procedure, so you'll go home after. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's outpatient. They're telling me I have to be inpatient. That's why I have to stay these next couple days. So he's texting them, trying to call them, like, no, he doesn't need to stay. And nobody's answering. Nobody's telling me. He's like, all right, I'll go try to find them and see what's going on. That's at like 4 o'clock yesterday. Didn't hear anything the whole rest of the day until this morning when all the doctors started coming in. I'm like, what is going on? And the doctor that he was trying to text, she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, he said I could go home. She's like, no, you got to be inpatient for this. I'm like, if they switch you to outpatient, you'd lose that appointment. I'm like, well, that's not what he said. I said, maybe you better go call them. They said I could go home. So then finally, an hour later, more doctors came in. They're like, it's an insurance thing why we have to keep you here. I'm like, jeez. And he's like, well, then once the procedure's over, we'll switch you over to the pulmonary team, and they'll decide when you go home. It could be in 24 hours after. Like, that's not what the pulmonary team told me yesterday. They said it's an outpatient procedure that I'd be able to go home that day. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going home tomorrow on Friday or if I have to stay till Saturday. It's just, I'm so tired of it. I've been here Sunday night. I got here Sunday night. What do we have? I don't know. If I go home on Saturday, what, a week? So that's where we're at right now. Dilemma with when am I going home, when I'm not going home, but procedure going through the throat. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do an update video tomorrow to figure out, but did I get to go home, and how I feel. They said you probably might have a sore throat afterwards, so we'll see if I have a sore throat tomorrow from this procedure or not. And just to let everyone know, a lot of you have been commenting. I might have made a comment. I don't know if I said it in my last video or I did a community post. I can't respond to comments here for some reason. On my phone, the app is just screwing. Every time I can see comments, I can heart them, I can like them, but when I go to type a response and I hit send, it's like error. So it won't let me respond to any comments. So I'll have to see when I get home if I can do it on my computer. So anyway, thank you all for watching. If any of you have had this procedure where they, send a scope down through and look into your lungs, let me know, leave comments, let me know how it is, how easy it was. Did you get to go home that day afterwards? All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.